This is one of my earliest paintings, one of my earliest science fiction paintings. The paint doesn't exist anymore, and the technique doesn't exist anymore. And what fascinates me about it is the completely flat background. Historically, and even now, when I put down the ground, I then want to play with it, you know, putting clouds or dust or whatever, and I'm fascinated by my discipline of the flat ground. And it could well be because in those days I was doing up to 3 covers a week. Perhaps for sheer speed, I would do that. I'd lay out the card and then go straight into the subject because maybe the art director wanted it the next day or something, or I should have delivered it the next day. And interestingly, there are my initials, CCF, up there. So this is quite fun. So again, these big balloon wheels I designed to go over very, very soft ground. And they could, of course, have a gas in them to make them even lighter. But the ground is so soft and treacherous that they still sink in. You know, it's like a porridge or something. So that would be a good way to begin with one of the, something with big wheels like this. And here it is coming along, and it's going into a very porridgey sort of stuff. You know, you can see that it's all, not water, but very, very porridgey. And these are the little grippers like this. And then one ring would rotate slower or quicker than the main ring. And that way you could direct your vehicle by having the movement of the rings, or you could have something to do with its grip on the surface. And on this case, I'm going to put in little sort of vent holes like this. Here we go. So here is the actual wheel, the main one. And again, of course, these little vehicles, and then because the ground is variable, this one has is slightly more out of the ground. And maybe it's a slightly different design as well, because it does slightly different things as the rear wheel compared with the front wheel. And there's your rear wheel like this, like that. And then of course the body itself is a bit like these funny supercars they make now. The body is dramatically smaller than the wheels, and in fact this one is huge. So you can see from the sight windows how big, and that of course is some sort of carrying cabin and all the bits on top. So it's almost certainly something you would use in a mining operation, going over very hostile terrain to get to whatever you were supposed to be going to. There we go. So that's the other wheel on that side. And again, because of the unevenness of the ground and things like this, it's all over the place. And again, because the superstructure needs to be relatively light, it has, possibly it's carrying this, or possibly that could actually be the hand of a robot there, which has been detached, and then when it gets to its destination, the robot will put its arm down and that whole thing will go onto the robot's arm. So what we could do is maybe put the robot that this came from over here. Hold on, there. Here is the actual robot that this all came from. And it has these great arms like this. So this one is missing the end of it because that's been taken off. And the other one, because it's not working, is in a sort of rest position like this. And it's got great big grabbers on the top. And maybe they put it like that for safety. And it's out of the way of all the other things. There. And here is this other robot, and it's just over a hill. This is a hill that this thing, and you can see this thing has come along and it's come over the top there away from this robot and into this funny substance, and there's like bits in the water sticking out, you know, there's something underwater, leftover bits of metal from old workings or something like that. And here's the ridge, and behind that robot is a mountain like that. Oh, it's obviously, I think it's a quarry. So you can just see the tops of bits of machinery here, like this. Oh, and it's a building of some sort. There. With a thing. So that is where it's come from. I like this idea. And then I'll move it along. That's it. That's it. No, it's okay. There. We'll just put one of the little spaceships in that always end up in these drawings. There you are, like bringing or something. You know, gives a bit of movement to say whatever's happening. And then here's the mountain coming out the other side, like this. And here's that ridge that we saw coming along like this. And again, here is a tower beyond the ridge. And another one. Like that. And here is this. Right. There. Now, we put a bit of water coming through. Yeah, there's that, like that. Let's put some stuff in the water, more stuff in the water. So it's obviously a great big abandoned pool of some sort. There's that. Here's the machine coming towards it. And then, because the water's quite gungy, it's some sort of a work pontoon with a couple of guys on it. Just gives it the scale. So you can see this great big machine coming in the water. They're obviously going out to something. They're sitting on the sides, and this is going along as well. So they're scooting between this, and the big machine will go through there, like that. So there's not too many buildings, maybe just one up here, an old workstation or something. There we are, like that. And I think that should do it. How's that? There. There. How's that?